All right. So yeah, we can start seated, and I'm gonna just keep my eye if something happens on the screen every here and there. I'm sitting on the blocks just because I like that, and we'll bring our feet together and just let the legs open. And they can be further apart or closer. The distance doesn't matter. And I'll just put my feet together and reach my crown of my head upward. So reaching the head up. Inhale and exhale. Let's begin to bring energy to the abdominals, engagement to the abdominals. Inhale. And exhale, squeezing the air out. Let's get a nice rhythm with our breathing. And again, inhale. And exhale. We'll do 2 more breaths like this. And then lengthen. I'll turn to the side so you can see my back a little more. I'm gonna lengthen up and just fold forward slightly and just lengthening my low back. So I'm gonna press my legs down and reach. And just reach the crown of the head up and forward. So just a little stretch, exploring this length in the low back. Inhale, and then exhale, come back onto your seated point. So we're going to inhale, stretch forward, reach forward. And then exhale, return to nice straight position. And take your time. Breathe in. And breathe out, press back. Breathe in, pull forward. Breathe out, press back. And one more. Breathe in. And breathe out. So from here, we're going to just take one leg to straighten it out. I'm sitting on 2 blocks, and I'll just change it so I can stay comfortable. And I'll take one leg, and I'll just go towards my leg until I feel the stretch, maybe in the low back, maybe in the side, and just go forward. You can really modify this how you like. I'm not going too deep in any stretch today, or I'm just going to tilt myself to the side and just explore that stretch on my opposite hip. So let's start by taking at least 4 complete breaths, breathing in and breathing out, squeezing the belly. Just think I see something here. And we'll start with 4 breaths in each part, and it's more or less 4 breaths. And I find it can also stretch the leg, but it can also stretch the hip, the top of the hip. Inhale, and as we exhale, let's roll towards our center and use the hands to come up. So take your time, use the hands to come up, and then I'll transition in the middle. So I'll bring hands behind me and bring the legs in front, and just legs to the side, legs to the side. So we'll take our time and take it to the other side. I'm gonna adjust my blocks. And then take one leg out to the other side. So I have 2 blocks, but you could also use one like under your other knee, or just explore ways to be comfortable with your block. And we'll just take it to the other side, same thing, starting with 4 breaths. We might do between 4 and 6. And breathe in, feel the ribs stretch. And breathe out, engage the belly, pull the belly in. Contract the core. Let's do one more breath in. And exhale, roll through center. Take your time. And press into the floor. Let's bring it up. Take your time. And then we're going to do the integration again with these legs side to side, really taking our time. And then we can work our way into a wide leg stretch. So here, I'm gonna remove my water. I like to have some support for myself in the front. This is a foam roller you can take, but I'll just take my legs wide. I like to have my pelvis so it's the sit bones are rolling back and I can really roll forward. I'm going to time us with the timer for at least 2 minutes for this one. This is one that I'll often hold for 6 minutes. It just always needs stretching forever. So we'll start with 2 minutes. The stretch can be here. Even I feel a stretch being quite upright. And then gradually as you open, you can take it forward. But the goal is not to be on the floor. I mean, that could be a side effect, but we're just trying to stretch along the insides of the thigh. And maybe you want to move side to side and find a little tighter areas. Maybe you can come forward onto your forearms if it's comfortable, or stay upright. And breathing. So really stretching in the upper inner thigh as much as possible. Inhale and exhale. So breathing in and breathing out. Slowly see if you can work your way farther. It doesn't make you a better person if you can or can't, but just see if it's there. And you're working into those tight spots of the body, breathing. We have just under 1 minute left. Breathe deep into the back. See if you can relax around the pelvis on the exhale. And 15 seconds left. Breathe in and see if you can rest further on the exhale. All right, so we're at our 2 minutes. Let's take our time very slowly and use our hands. Walk up slowly. Just let yourself just roll up naturally, no rushing, taking the tension off the inner thigh slowly. I press myself up. And then this is the one I'll grab, I'll help my legs, bring them in, and then again, windshield wipers for the legs. From there, I'm gonna take it into the table. I'll just put my blocks over. Actually, I'll put my blocks right here. And I'm gonna use them, you don't have to, but I like to, and we'll just bring ourselves forward into the shoulders, pulling the shoulders down, and then back. So we just did a little opening through, the top, the under of the pelvis and the both top sides with the side bend. And now we're gonna focus on that ridge along the lower back where your bum starts. And so just taking yourself back and then taking yourself forward. So just explore this. You can even go more to the left and stretch a little more on the left, or you can take it more to the right. So I'm gonna breathe in, bring myself forward, pull the shoulders in, pull the navel in. Breathe out, take it back. Curl that tail under. Breathe in, take it forward. And now when I take it back, I'm gonna take it more to the right side. And breathe in to bring it front. And when I breathe out, I will go more to the left side. And again, inhale front. Exhale straight back. We'll do one more for each side. Inhale coming front. Exhale over to the right. Inhale front. Exhale left. And then we'll do one more and bring it center. And exhale center. Inhaling here. And just coming to table pose. So from here, I'm gonna move my block now, and I'm gonna take it up into kind of downward dog, but just coming up. So curl my toes, press back, lifting the hips, and then I'm going to walk hands and feet together. And take your time to roll up in the forward fold. So really you can bend the legs, press into the floor, roll up, and come to a nice standing position. So in our standing, we can go into a wide second and just go into some rib cage or pelvic circles. So I have this nice standing position, and I'm gonna just go around how it feels good in my circle. And notice if I have any areas that I'm like, uh-oh, how's that going for me? And so with these circles, we're going to decide what our next leg stretch is. So this is kind of how I inform what I'm doing next. I'll do a lot of big circles, especially that big belly dancer circle when we go to the side where it straightens one of the legs. And I'm gonna just feel along my leg and get an idea for where I'll be applying the tension when we get into the leg stretch. So just a few more circles, let's keep breathing. I like to hang out in the back and then stretch through the front. And so now I'm going to open like a little wider than second and turn my right toe out and turn my left toe in and just take it over the right leg. So slowly, you can use a block here also, just for a little support if you like, or you can just drop. And so now we're stretching the back of the right leg. We're going to do at least 4 breaths here, slow breathing in. And you can always have your leg a little bent if it's needed, or straighten, and really working into the back of the thigh. 2 more breaths. So you can have your hands on the floor or on blocks or on the leg, however you get your best stretch. One more breath. And I'm gonna bend the knees and slowly roll up. So tucking the tail and rolling off the side, rolling up to center. So I find this back of legs, I can stretch all day, all night, and it still needs more stretching. I don't know how it is, but it just really always needs so much stretching. So same thing, I'm gonna go wide, turn one foot open, take it to the side, slowly find your stretch. And then we'll hold 4 to 6 breaths here, just breathing. One more breath. And bend the knees, roll up slowly. And then let's just turn to center. Yeah, just exactly. Roll into it, readjust. So we're gonna do Utkatasana, or the balancing pose, to kind of wake up. So we just stretched through there and we're gonna fire them up. So I'm gonna stand hip distance apart and just do a few test ones before I go down. And I have my fingers laced in front of me. You could also use a strap if you want to try that. So I'm going to do that just to keep my shoulders a little wider. So I'm going to just sit, weight is in my heels, sit down, 2, 3, 4, and then come up. And as I come up, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to put my weight into my toes. So I go back 2, 3, 4 in the heels, forward 2, 3, 4 in the toes. Inhale and exhale, go back 2, 3, 4, and then forward 2, 3, 4. So let's do a few more like that. Moving the weight back, 2, belly in, 3, 4, and press weight forward, up, 2, 3, 4. Again, back, 2, 3, 4, roll forward, 2, 3, 4. One more, back, 2, 3, 4, and again forward, forward, 2, 3, 4. And release the arms and just stand for a moment. So I find those are good for people in the cold like us, and they really can warm your body quite quick. And those, I always do them quite a bit in opening up the thigh. So that's gonna get us ready to just go into it for a few breaths. So we're going to prepare the feet, and then you can take your arms out again. And I'm gonna be reaching my fingers forward. So I'm gonna take it back, sitting back, 2, 3, we're gonna hold and breathe, low abs. Exhale, keep inhaling, and weight is in the heels. Exhale, 2 more breaths. You can add a little tiny bounce or movement, 1 more breath. And press, roll forward, press up. 2, 3, 4. Whew, good, shake it out. That's a nice warm one. Ah, yeah, great. So now engaging a little more stability in the lower body, we're gonna do some of our standing side bends. I'm just using the strap for my upper body to just have more support today. You can have your fingers laced together or use the strap. So I'm trying to stay pretty comfortable for my own position. So take a stance that feels good for you. We're gonna come kind of engage those muscles and come up and then over. And if you find that with the legs together is nicer for you, you can try that also. I just have to stay a little wider for my skeleton today. So I'm gonna inhale and then settle the arms down the back. So once I inhale my arms, I always have to kind of take some time and find where they belong. And then I'll just take it over to the side. So keeping my shoulders pulled in. I really find the strap helps for this opposite tension. It is a little bit of laziness in a way because I have the tension pulling and helping for the gravity, but it's also because I don't want to hurt my back further. So I'm getting the nice side bend, but I'm not having as much stress in the upper back. And I'm really trying to use my abs to support the whole thing. Breathing in, stretching that chest, breathing out. Squeezing. Inhale. 1 more, we're gonna inhale, keep stretching, and then roll through. So roll through, taking the tension off of the stretch, hang out center. You can have hands on the thighs. And bend the knees, curl the tail, roll up. You can take any integrating movements you need in the side, and then we'll take it over to the other side. So just take your time, breathe the arms up, and take that minute to settle the shoulders. Feel your skeleton and feel how straight or unstraight it is, and take it to the side. I know when I focus on my skeleton really deeply, I'm like, oh, it's all twisted. I get, we're often very crooked. And yeah, yoga helps a lot with that. So again, I'm always keeping my shoulders down, pulling the belly in. I have my glutes engaged a little bit here to help with grounding. And of course, breathing. And 2 more breaths. I'm always correcting my stance. One more big inhale. And then exhale, we'll round through. Let the arm come through. And just hang forward. And let's bend the knees, slowly roll up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like to use the strap quite a bit for upper body anytime my arms are up, just for that extra support. So now we're gonna do these cow face. This is to help restore some lost balance in the upper body. Actually, one more before we do the cow face. You have a strap there too. So we'll just take the strap and bring it forward. Arms come up, and then pulling the elbows back, I'm gonna bring the strap behind my head. And then I'm gonna press it back up on the exhale. And inhale, bring it down. So this is a little range of motion exercise for the arms, and it really helps put evenness through the shoulders. So inhale, exhale, elbows back, belly in, pull back. Inhale up. And exhale. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And just stand for a moment. Feel the shoulders on either side of the rib cage. How the shoulders connect to the body is just on the edge of the clavicle or the collarbone. Connects our shoulders to our body. That's the only bony connection point actually, is the collarbone of what keeps the shoulder on the body. And then all the meat of our shoulders. And it can get imbalanced with our habits, definitely. So now I just put a strap over my shoulder, and I'm gonna reach one hand behind and one hand behind. I have one side that my hands will reach, and I have one side they don't reach at all. You can start with whatever side you like first. Actually, I'm gonna do my left, and then my right, my left up and my right down. And so here, I really arch my back to get into this position, but at some point I want to put my back, put the back back. So I will maybe come into like that belly dance position, bend my knees a little, and then see what's possible and pull my shoulder back and kind of see what is possible. So I'm pulling upward, which isn't as hard. I find on my right side that under rotation is pretty gnarly, so I focus more on that. So I pull the bottom arm back, I pull the top arm back, and I try to not arch my back or engage the abs. And I'm just gonna hold. And try to feel my rib cage kind of being really stable in the middle of the opposing forces of the way the shoulders are pulling. And 2 more breaths. And slowly release the arms and just kind of let them flop out of it. I have to just like shake my arm after. Shake it out a little. And then we're gonna set up for the other side. So take your time. I find even if I have a side that my hands reach, I will usually use the strap anyway. Again, because I'm not like, when I am reaching, it's like, and with the strap, it's a little more comfortable and I can probably work a stretch a bit better and then instead of being stressed out. So then let's bring our posture as straight as we can. Top elbow back elbow back, breathing. Feel your back ribs press into your hand. Ooh. One more breath. And just release the arms. I like to just let my arms dangle after that. Yeah, that's kind of like that. And then now to kind of put the arms back, back where they belong, we're gonna do 4 more of the first sequence. So I'm gonna just shorten my thing and where we just have it in front of us and inhale up and exhale, pull the elbows back. And take your time during all these, inhale up, exhale front. And inhale up, exhale down, and inhale up, exhale front. So take your time, we'll do 2 more of these. Just move with the breath, really try to feel the arms even on the upper back, pulling down. And 1 more again. And exhale. And we can just drop the strap to the side and just stand for a moment. So from here, we're going to transition to the floor, standing. We're going to spend some time in a few different downward dogs for some final lengthening before we do a little relaxation. So let's breathe the arms. I'm just going to breathe them straight up. Lengthen, check in with the skeleton, and then spill out of the hips, spill forward, soften the knees, fold forward. So forward fold, hang out. Two more breaths, take your time. And slowly, let's bring our hands to the floor and bring the knees down one at a time. So we'll do a couple of different versions of downward dog, and then you can just choose your version that you like the best, starting from table. I'm going to curl the toes under, and I'm going to keep my knees very bent. As I go back, my belly will come onto my knees. That's one that I'll do. Breathe. And you can come up high on your toes if you want to add a little intensity to the feet. And then Let's bring it back down to the knees. So bringing it back down and a little rest. So that one is a little more intense for the legs. And then we're gonna take it up to straight leg downward dog. Legs can still be bent, of course, but I'm just gonna not be so bent and straighten as much as I can and look underneath myself and breathe. You can walk the legs here if you like that. Treading the feet if it works, or just pressing the feet to the ground, your choice. Just pressing the middle fingers into your mat. Breathe into those back ribs. And let's slowly bring it down. And then you can widen the knees and we'll take it into child's pose, so resting. Inhale, exhale, and we're slowly gonna come up. So we're gonna end with a supported back bend. We'll do a supported fish pose. This one's really great for if you are having back trouble, and it's also great to just get evenness in the back. So supported fish pose, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can take your block or a roller or a cushion, and you're going to put it under your upper back and just lay open. Your lower body, the legs can be straight or they can be bent. You're just gonna open. If you do, if you wanna try it, I'll do it both ways. The fish pose, we bring our arms under our back. Here, I come down first. And here, and I bring my hands under my body, like it's under my bum. I don't want to kick my water. Okay. And then I'll bend my knees usually to start, but you arch your back in that position like this. So that one's more extreme and you come up on your head and hold, or you can put something in there and it doesn't have to be so crazy. What I mean by that is just put a cushion under your back. And so just lay open and enjoy the open heart stretch. And breathe. You can experiment with the arm position in this, where you have your arms. You can have them over your head, nice and open like that, or to the side. And just breathe into the front of the body, stretch the body open. So we're going to stay in this position, or you can take your cushion out and we'll do a couple minutes of a relaxation. I'm a big fan of staying in this position, and don't worry, we'll do some movement to come out of it to take our time. So you can adjust your position or stay here, and we'll just continue to breathe. I set the timer for 2 minutes. So as we rest, let's feel our weight against the floor or against any cushions. As you breathe, feel your back ribs press into the floor. And just feel your body after a little movement, a little bit of opening up through the upper body, maybe feeling a little more freeness through the chest. Allow yourself to relax deeply on your next exhale. Feeling energy and expansion as we breathe in. And relaxation as we breathe out. All right, on our next inhale, let's expand a little further, bringing movement into the arms. We're going to take our time and roll over to one side. If you have a block under your back, you can take it out or take as long as you need on the floor to transition. So I'm just on my side. And take your time to press into our good old table pose again. So in table, breathe in, bring the shoulders down. We'll do a few of these, inhaling forward, exhaling back. So just bringing a little bit of movement back into the back. You can even dive down a little bit. Inhale and then curl going back. And inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And this inhale, we're going to go forward. And then exhale, press through downward dog. Press up and back. And we'll walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet. And forward fold, taking your time, bending the knees. Let's roll up. We'll let the arms come all the way up also. So take our time, roll. Arms come up, finish the movement. Palms together, exhale. Hands to the heart. And let's take a moment and breathe together here. And just feel your body, whatever position is comfortable for your legs, narrow, wide, whatever your body does. Feeling through the hips, and feeling through the rib cage and shoulders.